What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Urban Nerd. This channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. And I know it looks a little different because I am in Chicago. Yeah, Chi-Town. I'm here on a business trip, but I'm still trying to do these videos. Sorry that I wasn't able to do them yesterday. I was in the midst of catching a plane and doing a bunch of stuff. And then Monday I was, prepping to actually come here, so I didn't get to do it. But normally the first day I come back, I always do the same thing, and it's the box office weekend. And I know it's deep into the week, but I'm still gonna give you guys the rundown as far as the weekend's, top 5. So, in first place, was of course Black Panther, which I still, even though it's gonna be very hard, but I'm still saying 2 billion. I want this movie to make 2 billion. I'm hoping that this movie makes 2 billion, so then it could be up in the tier, up there with the rest of the pantheons as far as Avatar and Titanic. I don't even know. I think Avatar might be the only one at 2 billion. Maybe The Force Awakens maybe got close to it, but regardless, I think Black Panther can do it. Well, it made actually $65 million, which brings its domestic total up to 501 or 502 million for just the domestic U.S. It's coming close to that billion mark. I believe it's at 900 million something. So, hey, like I said, keep your fingers crossed that it's going to make that. But next, in second place, we have Red Sparrow at $16 million, which isn't too bad, with Jennifer Lawrence, pretty much playing the Black Widow in another universe. But yeah, I didn't see the movie. I haven't heard bad things, but I haven't heard too great things about it either. So we'll see how that turns out, see if it keeps making money. But it made $16 million this weekend. Next, we got Death Wish. Instead of Charles Bronson, it's Bruce Willis. But Eli Roth is the one that directed this. Eli Roth, you've seen him in, what's that Quentin Tarantino movie, the one with the Nazis? I can't remember right now. But yeah, he's the one that does all these like horror movies, like the Green, I forget what, I can't even remember any of his movies right now. But I know he makes he's not one of those ones I actually watch his movies like that, because I don't like this, what they call torture porn, where it's just people getting massacred and ripped apart. I'm not really into that, so that's probably why I don't remember his movies, because I don't watch them. But the next we've got, and that made $13 million. But hey, Bruce Willis, maybe he came to bad, because a lot of times people say that his acting just hasn't been on point, especially with the Die Hard series. And he still says they're going to be making another Die Hard, which is sort of a prequel, sequel at the same time, and it's going to be taking place I don't know if we're all looking forward to it. I would just like it to just end in this way, because you made 1 awesome, 2 awesome. Die Hard with a vengeance, like Samuel Jackson, completely awesome. So just end it. Just end on a good tier. These actors just don't want to stop. They just want to keep on milking it, and they say, oh, it's gonna be great this time, and then it ends up just being something like, why did you make that? But hey, we'll see if that whole Bruce Willis thing will be good for Die Hard as well. So that $13 million for Death Wish, that ain't too bad. We've got Game Night, which I'm hearing a lot of good things about, and it's actually the directors that are going to be directing the new Flashpoint movie. Yes, they're supposed to be directing it, so we'll see. I'm hearing a lot of good things about this movie, Game Night. So if I eventually watch it and I like it, then I might be looking forward more to the Flashpoint, because DC still has been disappointing us as far as all the movies that we normally would get. So. Next week, in the 5th place, we have Peter Rabbit. Game Night was at $10.2 million, sorry. And then we got Peter Rabbit at $10 million, which, like I said, it's one of those things for the kids, so of course, still making it. Alright, next we're going to Nerd right now. We've got Disney investigates copyright allegations for the Solo posters. There's these new Solo posters that I believe was made for a music album by Sony. The first album is Funk, and then the rest of them, and it's like legit. If you put it side by side, they look exactly alike. So this guy has a case as far as someone stealing his idea, because it's one thing to say steal idea, this and that, but like if you put side by side these images and they completely the style, even the coloring of each of these individual posters that they have for a Solo, yeah, it's pretty. You could tell it's pretty much a copyright. So we've got that. they're gonna check into it, because you know what, when they're putting out these orders as far as like to get these posters made, you know, they have someone else do it, and then if this other person steals the idea, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're paying you. So then if you go and do something shady, they're not going to know until someone brings it up to our attention, which with the internet in the world, everyone's going to notice something. So we got that. Next on the nerd rundown, we've got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's movie, Rampage, is being pushed back. And people think it's due to the fact that Infinity War got pushed up another week, where it got pushed to the 27th. So Rampage, they want to give themselves a little space. So they've also moved from the 20th to the 13th of April, because Avengers moved from May 4th to April 27th, which I think that was actually done to give Solo a little bit of space, because Deadpool moved from Solo's date up 1 week. Everybody moves. Like, that's the thing about this, the industry. Like, they're smart, but then when they realize, we're gonna get screwed, they do make those moves to do those things. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to suffocate your movie. You don't want to put it like right on the same day when the same kind of audience is trying to watch the same movie. So you definitely, it's smarter to move it than to try and stay and fight it out with movies that are probably going to crush you. So we got that going on. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he does have some pull as far as bringing the regular people like us, you and me, in to see the movies. But like the age of just going to see a movie for one actor is gone. Like we see it if it looks good, because The Rock has been in other movies. He was in the Hercules movies, and that got beat out by Lucy, which Lucy was a horrible movie. Hercules was a little bit better. Lucy was, the premise and the idea was so great and amazing, but the execution just sucked. But hey, Scarlett Johansson, Pretty Woman, yeah, you can see. But let's see how this movie does. I'm definitely still looking forward to it, but people say too bad, because they were really looking forward to that 420 date. Get it? 420. So, so that's what's going to happen with that movie. Next we're going to see the Terminator movie is set to start production this summer. And in an interview with Arnold Schwarzenegger, he pretty much said that production is going to start in June, in June and June to mid-October, something like that. And he's going to be in it. As far as the Terminator franchise, same thing, like I said, with Bruce Willis. Like, the older people just keep coming out. And sometimes it works, so like Sylvester Stallone and his Expendables, it worked. But it wasn't an old franchise. He brought back the franchise. He started a new franchise, but with old actors. This one, I don't know how this is going to turn out. It's as far as the Terminator, I don't really care. But except they're saying this one's going to take place right after Terminator 2. But his person got melted in lava, so I don't know how that's going to come back around. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's weird. I'm hoping the story's great, but they don't really need to keep bringing him back. I understand he's the one that got this thing established and started, but you really don't need to keep bringing back someone for the sake of bringing back that someone for nostalgia. Just like Sarah Connor Chronicles, that was on Fox. That was a great show. And it got cut too early, but it didn't have Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it worked. So they really don't need him. I don't really care. I didn't see the last 2 or 3, so I really don't care about any of these movies. Then we got The Crow. They set a release date for October 11th, 2020, which that's one of those movies that have been in production. Like, Jason Momoa was supposed to play The Crow, but before him, they had Bradley Cooper. I think they've had Matt Damon. They've had Luke Evans. They've had so many. Like, I could go down a list. The list of people that they've had. It's just it's not gonna happen. I don't know. It would be awesome, because Jason Momoa was a hulking dude, but Jason Momoa seems he's pretty busy with DC, and I mean, let's see if the DC pans out. So for all I know, if this doesn't pan out and they do another reboot, hey, you know what? Play The Crow, and maybe he'll kill it for once and get this thing off the thing. So we'll see how that turns out. Next we've got WB and DC could be on sale, because there's supposed to be a merger between AT&T, but it was blocked by the government. So I don't know, all these mergers, if you got Disney trying to buy Fox, now you got AT&T trying to buy DC, Warner Brothers DC. So hey, the world's being crazy. Like, everyone's got that money. They're just trying to soak up everything. So hey, if it happens, it happens. We'll see. I don't know if it's gonna affect us, but it's just one of those things in the news. And then we've got these 2 trailers. Disney popped out 2 trailers. We've got the Mary Poppins trailer, and we've got the Christopher Robin trailer. Mary Poppins trailer with Emily Blunt and Lin-Manuel, the dude that did, Hamilton, the play. This thing was okay. Both these trailers didn't show much. It's sort of that nostalgic factor, and then it's the music's playing, and like, do you remember this? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? And that's kind of what it's doing. It isn't really long, but I guess if you're looking forward to those things, maybe it looks sort of like Paddington for the Winnie the Pooh. It's like Winnie the Pooh, the same voice kind of sounds amazing, but it's very scraggly. Like it's like Winnie the Pooh just hasn't been washed in a while. It just it would have been nice to see like some nice fur, but hey, you know what? If he's just coming back from Christopher Robin's like imagination, hey, maybe he's been through some hard times since the last time Christopher Robin saw him. So that's pretty much it. But I would have liked to actually seen a CG. Like I think they would. I think that I don't know if they're trying to pan off the whole Paddington vibe with the Winnie the Pooh, but I think it probably would have been a better idea to go full CG, because CG is what's making that money now. And it's very cheap to actually produce. So I think CG, Christopher Robin's old or whatever, I think that probably would have been their best bet to do. But hey, I'm not the executive with billions of dollars, so what do I know? But that's pretty much all I can say for the nerd news for today. Yes, thank you if you guys watch this. Hopefully, just appreciate this, because I know it's a little bit different. I don't have the this action figures or whatever, but I'm still trying to give you this. I'm gonna try and give it to you Thursday. I'm gonna try and give it to you Friday as well, and then Monday. I'm not too sure. That's when I'm gonna be getting back, but we'll see. So, thank you. Remember to subscribe. Check out my last nerd news. Check out my playlist of the daily nerd news. Remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been nerdified. Catch you guys on the next nerd news.